Believe beyond boundaries, ladies and gentlemen, today. I stand before you to speak not just about belief, but about the extraordinary power of believing beyond boundaries, boundaries set by society, by circumstance, by fear, and sometimes even by ourselves. We live in a world that constantly tries to tell us what we cannot do. It draws lines of doubt, lines of limitation, lines that say this is where your journey ends. But I am here to remind you, those lines are not walls. They are invitations to rise, to challenge, and to redefine what is possible. Belief is not a quiet whisper in the dark, it is a roar that breaks through silence. It is the unyielding fire that burns in the heart when everything around us seems to crumble. It is the courage to stand tall when the world tries to pull you down. Every obstacle you face, every doubt you encounter, is an opportunity to grow stronger, to dig deeper, and to prove that your spirit is greater than any boundary placed before you. Imagine if those who changed the world had surrendered to the limits they faced. Imagine if every voice that dared to speak had been silenced by fear. We would never know the power of resilience, the beauty of dreams realized against all odds. You are not defined by the circumstances that surround you. You are defined by the strength you summon from within, by the belief that your potential is limitless. It is in this belief that you find freedom. Freedom from the chains of I can't, freedom from the prison of not enough. To believe beyond boundaries is to embrace your scars, your struggles, your stories, because in them lies your unique power. It is to look at the impossible and say, I will make it possible. It is to recognize that your voice matters, your dreams matter, and your life matters. So today, I ask you to break free from the doubts that bind you. Break free from the fears that hold you back. Believe beyond the boundaries others set for you, and more importantly, beyond the boundaries you set for yourself. In this belief, you will find not just hope, but strength. Not just dreams, but the wings to chase them. Not just survival, but a vibrant, fierce, unstoppable life. Remember, the world is waiting for the brilliance only you can bring. Believe beyond boundaries, and watch how your light changes everything. Breaking free from imposed limits is the most profound and transformative act one can undertake. From the moment we are born, invisible lines begin to form around us. Lines created by society, culture, history, and sometimes even by those closest to us. These lines shape our understanding of what is possible and what is not. They set the boundaries of our dreams and often confine the scope of our ambitions. But these limits are not natural. They are constructed, learned, and reinforced. They are handed down from generation to generation, accepted by many without question, and internalized as truths that cannot be challenged. To break free from these limits requires a deep awareness that they are indeed imposed, not inherent. It requires us to look critically at the narratives we have been told about who we are and what we are capable of. Often, these narratives are restrictive because they are rooted in fear. Fear of failure, fear of rejection, fear of the unknown. Fear convinces us to stay within the comfort zones, to remain within the safety of what is familiar, even if it is limiting. The moment we recognize that these fears are manufactured and not reflective of our true potential, we begin the process of liberation. Breaking free means questioning the shoulds and musts that society sets before us. It means challenging the roles and identities assigned to us based on factors like gender, race, class, or disability. It means refusing to accept stereotypes as definitions of our worth or capability. When a young woman is told she cannot pursue a certain career because it is not for girls, or a person with a disability is seen as less capable, these are imposed limits designed to keep them confined. Yet, history and lived experience repeatedly show that these boundaries can and must be crossed. This process is not simple or easy. Breaking free from imposed limits often involves confrontation, both internal and external. Internally, It requires us to overcome self, doubt, and to dismantle the mental barriers built by years of conditioning. This mental shift is foundational. Without it, the external limits feel insurmountable. Many carry within themselves a quiet but powerful voice that echoes the negative messages they have heard. You are not enough. You don't belong. This is beyond your reach. Learning to silence that voice and replace it with affirmations of possibility and self-worth is the first step towards true freedom. Externally, breaking free involves pushing against the structures and systems that enforce these limits. These might be institutional policies, cultural norms, or social expectations. It means standing up to discrimination, prejudice, and exclusion. It means carving out space where none existed before. This act of rebellion is a courageous and often lonely path, but it is essential for progress. Every step taken beyond these boundaries serves not only the individual, but also paves the way for others to follow. There is a power in defying the imposed boundaries because it disrupts the status quo. It forces society to reconsider its assumptions and biases. When one person breaks free, they challenge the idea that these limits are immovable. They become a living testament to the fact that change is possible, that growth is attainable, and that human potential is far greater than what any boundary can contain. Breaking free also transforms the way we see ourselves. It opens us to new possibilities and new identities. It encourages us to dream bigger and act bolder. When we refuse to be confined by imposed limits, we give ourselves permission to explore, to experiment, and to redefine success on our own terms. This act of reclaiming our own narrative is an assertion of agency and power. It is the declaration that our lives are ours to shape, not to be shaped by others' expectations or fears. Moreover, breaking free from imposed limits is not only a personal journey, but a collective one. When individuals break free, they inspire communities and societies to reimagine what is possible. The ripple effect can be profound, changing attitudes, laws, and opportunities for generations to come. It creates a culture of possibility where diversity and difference are celebrated rather than feared or marginalized. It builds bridges of understanding and opens doors that were once firmly shut. The process of breaking free requires resilience. There will be setbacks and resistance. Society often reacts defensively when its established norms are challenged. Those who break free may face criticism, exclusion, or even hostility. But every act of resistance adds to the momentum for change. It teaches us that freedom is not simply given. It is fought for and earned through persistence and courage. Education and self-awareness play critical roles in this journey. Learning about the history of oppression and the struggles of those who came before us can fuel our determination. Understanding how boundaries have been constructed helps us see how to dismantle them. It also reminds us that we are part of a larger movement of people striving to break free from different forms of imposed limits, whether based on race, gender, class, or ability. Importantly, breaking free from imposed limits is about embracing our humanity in its fullest sense. It means recognizing that each person has a unique potential that cannot be measured by narrow standards or confined to predefined boxes. It calls us to honor our differences and to support one another in the pursuit of freedom and self-expression. It demands empathy, solidarity, and the courage to stand beside those who are also breaking free. This act of breaking free ignites creativity and innovation. When boundaries are removed, new ideas emerge. New solutions to old problems become visible. The human spirit, when unleashed from constraints, reveals its extraordinary capacity for kindness, intelligence, and progress. History is filled with examples of people who have transcended imposed limits to change the world. From inventors and artists to activists and leaders, at its core, breaking free from imposed limits is about hope. It is the hope that we are more than what others say we are. It is the hope that we can write our own stories, live our own truths, and realize our deepest dreams. This hope sustains us in moments of doubt and fuels our resolve to keep moving forward. To break free is to step into your own power and say to the world, I am more than your limits. I am more than your fears. I am more than the boundaries you try to place around me. It is a declaration of independence, not just from external forces, but from the inner chains of doubt and fear. In this journey, the mind is the battlefield where limits are first challenged. Our beliefs about what we can achieve determine the boundaries of our world. When we expand our mindset, we expand our horizons. We begin to see that limits are often illusions, barriers that exist only because we have accepted them as real. The courage to break free comes from within, but it is also nurtured by the community around us. Supportive voices, mentors, friends, and allies provide the strength needed to challenge the boundaries imposed upon us. Together, we build a network of resilience that makes breaking free not just possible, but inevitable. When we break free from imposed limits, we create new possibilities for ourselves and for those who come after us. We open the door to a future where no one is confined by outdated notions of capability or worth. We help build a world where dreams are not restricted by circumstances, but are fueled by passion, determination, and belief. Ultimately, breaking free from imposed limits is a revolutionary act of self, love, and self-respect. It honors the truth that every human being deserves to live fully and freely. It demands that we reject the chains of limitation and step boldly into the light of possibility. True strength and potential do not arise from the circumstances that surround us, but from the beliefs we hold deep within ourselves. It is easy to look at external situations, our environment, resources, social status, and assume that these determine the limits of what we can achieve. Yet countless stories across history and across the world remind us that inner belief is the foundation upon which real power is built. When belief is strong, it can turn the bleakest conditions into fertile ground for growth, transformation, and success. At the heart of this idea is the recognition that external conditions are often unpredictable and uncontrollable. Life is full of uncertainties, setbacks, and challenges that can seem insurmountable. But the difference between those who thrive and those who falter often lies not in their circumstances, but in the strength of their conviction. This internal belief acts as a compass, guiding us through storms and illuminating paths that might otherwise remain hidden. Inner belief is not merely wishful thinking or blind optimism. It is a deeply rooted confidence in one's worth, abilities, and purpose. It is an understanding that, regardless of the obstacles faced, we possess the capacity to overcome, to adapt, and to excel. This belief fuels persistence when the odds are against us and empowers us to take risks, learn from failure, and keep moving forward. The power of inner belief is evident when we examine how people respond to hardship. Those who view difficulties as temporary challenges rather than permanent barriers often find ways to grow through adversity. They do not let external conditions define their potential because they believe in a larger vision of themselves, one that is not limited by circumstance but expanded by possibility. This mindset is transformative because it shifts focus from what is lacking to what can be created. When belief shapes strength and potential, it also nurtures resilience. Resilience is the ability to bounce back from setbacks and maintain hope and determination in the face of adversity. It is a quality that allows individuals to keep their inner fire alive, even when external realities threaten to extinguish it. This resilience comes from an unwavering belief that setbacks are not the end, but a part of the journey toward growth and success. Moreover, inner belief impacts not only how we see ourselves, but how others see us. When we carry ourselves with confidence rooted in genuine belief, we inspire trust and respect. This creates opportunities that might not otherwise arise. People are drawn to those who believe in themselves because that belief signals strength and reliability. It opens doors, builds networks, and attracts support, further expanding potential beyond what seemed possible initially. The cultivation of inner belief requires conscious effort. It is not something that is simply given or inherited. It grows through experience, reflection, and intentional practice. Small acts of courage, moments of self-compassion, and the accumulation of personal victories build this belief incrementally. Each time we overcome a fear, learn a new skill, or assert our worth, the foundation of our inner strength becomes stronger. One of the most critical aspects of developing inner belief is self-awareness, understanding who we are, our values, passions, and unique talent, grounds us in reality while providing a map for growth. This self-knowledge prevents us from being swayed by external judgments or comparisons. Instead, it anchors us in a sense of purpose and identity that guides our decisions and actions. Another essential factor is reframing failure. When inner belief is strong, failure is not seen as a reflection of our inadequacy, but as feedback and an opportunity for learning. This perspective reduces fear and allows us to take on challenges with curiosity and courage. It helps us to persist where others might give up and to innovate where others might settle. Inner belief also influences how we handle criticism and doubt, both from within and from others. Everyone encounters skepticism or negativity at some point. Without strong belief, these voices can become overwhelming, leading to self-doubt and hesitation. But when our inner conviction is solid, we can listen to criticism objectively, learning what is constructive and discarding what is limiting or unfounded. This ability to discern protects our potential and keeps us moving forward. The environments and communities we engage with also play a role in shaping and reinforcing our inner belief. Surrounding ourselves with supportive, encouraging people can amplify our confidence and remind us of our worth when we falter. Conversely, toxic or discouraging environments can chip away at belief, making it essential to seek out relationships and spaces that nurture rather than diminish our inner strength. Many individuals have demonstrated how inner belief transcends external limitations. From innovators who revolutionized industries despite humble beginnings, to activists who challenged oppressive systems, their stories illuminate the profound truth that belief in oneself is a more powerful determinant of success than any external factor. Their journeys remind us that the seed of greatness lies within, waiting to be nurtured by faith and perseverance. It is also important to acknowledge that inner belief is dynamic. It can fluctuate with circumstances and experiences. There will be times when doubt creeps in, when confidence wavers. This is natural and part of the human condition. The key is to recognize these moments not as failures, but as opportunities to reconnect with our deeper truth. Practices like mindfulness, meditation, journaling, or seeking mentorship can help restore and strengthen belief during challenging times. The relationship between inner belief and potential is symbiotic. As belief grows, so does potential. As potential is realized, belief is reinforced. This virtuous cycle creates momentum that propels us toward goals and dreams that might have once seemed out of reach. It encourages us to push boundaries, explore new territories, and redefine what we thought possible. Ultimately, understanding that our strength and potential come from within frees us from the limitations imposed by external circumstances. It empowers us to become the authors of our own lives, crafting stories of courage, determination, and triumph. It invites us to trust ourselves, to listen to our inner voice, and to act in alignment with our highest aspirations. In embracing this truth, we open ourselves to a life of purpose and fulfillment. We learn that the greatest power we possess is not what we have or where we come from, but the belief in who we are and who we can become. This belief is a light that guides us through uncertainty, a force that fuels our dreams and a foundation upon which lasting strength is built. Obstacles are often perceived as barriers, stumbling blocks that block our path and prevent us from moving forward. They appear as challenges that threaten to derail our plans, sap our energy, and diminish our hope. Yet, when we shift our perspective and see obstacles not as insurmountable walls but as opportunities, a profound transformation occurs. These challenges become the very catalysts for growth, strength, and the redefinition of what we believe is possible in our lives. Every obstacle carries with it a hidden lesson, a chance to build resilience and deepen our understanding of ourselves and the world. When confronted with difficulties, we are invited to stretch beyond our comfort zones and discover strengths we did not know we had. This is where true growth happens, not when life is easy, but when we are tested by adversity. The struggle itself becomes a forge, shaping our character and sharpening our resolve. Historically, some of the most remarkable achievements and innovations have emerged from situations where obstacles were abundant. The inventors, leaders, and visionaries who changed the course of history often did so because they refused to be defeated by difficulties. Instead, they embraced these challenges as stepping stones, using them to push boundaries and explore new possibilities. Their stories teach us that obstacles are not the end of the road, but rather the beginning of new paths that lead to greatness. The presence of obstacles forces us to rethink and reevaluate our goals and methods. When a direct route is blocked, we are compelled to find alternative approaches, to be creative and resourceful. This process of adaptation fosters innovation. It compels us to question assumptions, explore different perspectives, and develop skills that might otherwise remain dormant. In overcoming obstacles, we often unlock potential within ourselves that would have remained hidden if everything had gone smoothly. Moreover, obstacles serve as a mirror, reflecting back our inner strengths and weaknesses. They reveal where we need to grow and what qualities we must cultivate: patience, persistence, courage, or humility. Each challenge is an opportunity to practice these virtues and emerge stronger. This self-awareness gained through facing difficulties is invaluable, for it equips us to handle future challenges with greater wisdom and grace. It is important to recognize that the process of encountering and overcoming obstacles is rarely linear. Progress can be slow and filled with setbacks. Sometimes we might fail multiple times before succeeding, but each failure is not a defeat. It is an essential part of the journey toward mastery and growth. The courage to persist in the face of failure distinguishes those who ultimately succeed from those who give up prematurely. The way we frame obstacles determines our experience of them. If we see them as insurmountable barriers, we are likely to feel helpless and discouraged. However, if we view obstacles as challenges to be conquered, we tap into our innate resilience and resourcefulness. This mindset shift changes our emotional response and fuels motivation, turning obstacles into opportunities for empowerment. Facing obstacles also strengthens our sense of identity. When we overcome difficulties, we build a narrative of strength and perseverance that becomes part of who we are. This narrative empowers us in future challenges and inspires those around us. It reminds us that we are capable of far more than we initially believed, encouraging us to aim higher and dream bigger. In a broader context, obstacles can redefine what society or a community considers possible. When individuals or groups overcome systemic barriers, whether related to social injustice, discrimination, or economic hardship, they not only transform their own lives, but also create new possibilities for others. This collective overcoming of obstacles has been at the heart of many social movements and progress throughout history. On a personal level, obstacles invite us to connect with deeper sources of meaning and purpose. When life is easy, it can be tempting to remain in comfort and complacency. But when obstacles arise, we are challenged to dig deeper, to find reasons to keep going beyond mere convenience. This search for meaning provides the motivation to persevere and the satisfaction that comes from overcoming adversity. It is also crucial to acknowledge that obstacles teach us humility. They remind us that we are not infallible and that life is unpredictable. This humility opens us to learning from others, seeking help when needed, and recognizing the interconnectedness of human experience. In this way, obstacles foster empathy and community as we understand more deeply the struggles that others face. Obstacles can also catalyze transformation on multiple levels: physical, emotional, mental, and spiritual. They push us to expand our capacities, challenge our beliefs, and grow in ways that may have seemed impossible before. This holistic growth enriches our lives and prepares us to face future challenges with greater confidence and wisdom. When we learn to embrace obstacles as opportunities, we cultivate a mindset of abundance rather than scarcity. Instead of fearing loss or failure, we become open to learning and discovery. This mindset attracts new possibilities and allows us to see opportunities where others see only problems. It encourages risk taking and experimentation, which are essential for innovation and personal development. The power of overcoming obstacles also lies in the stories we tell ourselves and others. Sharing these stories of struggle and triumph creates a culture of resilience and hope. It inspires others to face their own obstacles with courage and determination. It builds a collective narrative that celebrates perseverance and the human spirit's ability to rise above adversity. In the face of obstacles, the practice of patience is essential. Growth and change take time, and the path to overcoming challenges is rarely quick or easy. Patience allows us to stay committed even when progress seems slow, to maintain hope when results are not immediate, and to trust in the process of transformation. Finally, obstacles encourage gratitude. When we face difficulties and emerge stronger, we gain a deeper appreciation for our strengths, relationships, and the moments of peace and success. This gratitude nourishes our spirit and reinforces the positive cycle of growth and resilience. Embracing your story is an act of courage and authenticity. It is about accepting every part of who you are, the triumphs, the struggles, the scars, and the joys, and recognizing that these experiences shape the unique individual you have become. Your story is not just a record of your past, it is the foundation of your identity and the source of your power. When you embrace it fully, you unlock a wellspring of strength and inspiration that can propel you to new heights and enable you to make a meaningful impact in the world. Every person's story is unique, woven from countless moments and choices, some easy and some difficult. It includes the challenges you have faced, the lessons you have learned, and the dreams you hold dear. To embrace your story means to honor this complexity without judgment or shame. It means understanding that your experiences, no matter how painful or imperfect, are valuable and have contributed to your growth. When you own your story, you take control of your narrative, refusing to let others define you or diminish your worth. The power of embracing your story lies in its ability to foster self-acceptance and self-love. Many people struggle with parts of their past or aspects of themselves that society may have labeled as weaknesses or flaws. But when you choose to embrace these parts instead of hiding or rejecting them, you transform vulnerability into strength. You demonstrate that your humanity, with all its imperfections, is worthy of respect and celebration. This acceptance creates a foundation for confidence and resilience, empowering you to pursue your dreams with authenticity. Using your unique power to inspire, change begins with recognizing that your story has meaning beyond yourself. Your experiences, perspectives, and insights are valuable contributions to the collective human journey. By sharing your story, you create connections with others who may have faced similar struggles or who can learn from your courage and wisdom. This sharing fosters empathy and solidarity, reminding us that we are not alone in our challenges and that change is possible through collective effort. Your unique power also comes from the talents, passions, and values that have emerged from your life experiences. These gifts are your tools for creating impact. Whether your strength lies in creativity, leadership, compassion, or problem solving, embracing your story allows you to channel these qualities with greater clarity and purpose. When you align your actions with your authentic self, your impact is not only more effective, but also more fulfilling. Chasing your dreams requires courage and perseverance. It means daring to envision a future that reflects your deepest desires and committing to the hard work necessary to realize it. When you embrace your story, you are better equipped to navigate the inevitable obstacles along the way because you have a strong sense of self and purpose. Your story becomes a source of motivation, reminding you why your dreams matter and why you must keep moving forward. Importantly, embracing your story and using your power to inspire change are acts that extend beyond individual success. They contribute to building a more inclusive and compassionate world. When people share their authentic selves and pursue their dreams unapologetically, they challenge stereotypes and expand societal norms. They create space for diversity and innovation, encouraging others to do the same. This ripple effect of empowerment can lead to transformative change in communities and societies. The process of embracing your story is often ongoing and evolving. It involves reflection, healing, and growth. It requires you to face uncomfortable truths and forgive yourself for past mistakes. But with each step toward acceptance, you reclaim your power and rewrite the narrative of your life. This process is liberating because it frees you from the burden of shame and fear, allowing you to live more fully and authentically. Sharing your story can also be a source of healing, not only for yourself but for others. Vulnerability fosters connection and trust, creating a safe space for dialogue and understanding. When you courageously share your journey, you inspire others to do the same, building a community of support and encouragement. This collective healing strengthens the fabric of society, promoting empathy and reducing stigma around struggles such as trauma, mental health, or discrimination. Your dreams are the vision that guides your journey. They reflect your hopes for the future and the impact you wish to make. Embracing your story grounds your dreams in reality, ensuring that your goals are aligned with your true self rather than external expectations. This alignment increases the likelihood of sustained commitment and satisfaction, as your pursuit becomes a genuine expression of who you are. In pursuing your dreams, it is essential to cultivate patience and resilience. The path may be challenging and unpredictable, but the strength gained from embracing your story provides the endurance needed to persevere. Each setback is an opportunity to learn, adapt, and grow stronger. Your story reminds you that you have overcome difficulties before and can do so again. It is also vital to surround yourself with a supportive network that honors your story and encourages your dreams. Positive relationships reinforce your belief in yourself and provide resources and encouragement during difficult times. They also offer perspectives that can help you grow and refine your vision. Embracing your story invites you to celebrate your progress and milestones, no matter how small. Recognizing your achievements builds confidence and sustains motivation. It also reminds you that every step forward is a testament to your strength and determination. Ultimately, your story and your dreams are intertwined. The courage to embrace who you are fuels the passion to pursue what you want. This synergy creates a powerful force that propels you toward a fulfilling life and meaningful contribution. It transforms obstacles into stepping stones and challenges into opportunities, enabling you to inspire change in yourself and the world around you.